exactly the Kings are putting together here in this draft.
Jarcorrr, maybe.
You need to get to 3 to beat your opponents here, and I think that totally changes up the dynamic. Saw a lot of 2-0s.
Also, you got to consider, you got magical and physical damage.
Twig rotates into mid. Venenu sends out his ultimate, but he's knocked aside by Captain Twig. Back beneath the tier 1. Ven lives. Snipes though. Can Yark hit him? Hits the first. Out of range on 2 and 3. Now a couple of escaped kills already early here in game number 1. This would be a 3rd purple buff invade in a row. It's successful once again. Awesome Jake still at level 4. Genetics at level 6. The Atlas pulled back. There's the damage there though. BRZA autoing from the backside. It's an up down from Jarcorrr, but Jake is lit for now. The body blocks, not enough. Jarcorrr goes up and over. It's a trade back from Lasbra, but it'll be a double kill for the Bologna ADC.
That was a fantastic mystical Alu, and look at this. It looks like Baskin does make that rotation over, and he's looking for Genetics. He doesn't have to chase down. There is a lot of chase that Ardio can bring.
Can they get him? Can they get Genetics? The swing is down. That cooldown going to be so important, and important to trade back, even up the kills. They've got plenty of damage, so they have the burn. Genetics drops to Venenu from the mid lane, but watch out, it's Variety from Solo. Awesome Jake back from the respawn as we're brawling on the left side of the map.
And it doesn't look like anything else is gonna happen here. Awesome Jake, still level 4, doesn't have access to the Gamma Ray Burst. That ultimate may have been enough to keep that chase going. On the side of the Camelot King, so that's gonna be a retreat. Possibly the Scorpion could be looked at, and Vents make the rotation over as well.
Twig 3/4 of the way to his ult again, and so a decent cooldown there. Jake has found a slight initiation onto Genetics, but the solar swing puts him right back in the midst of the Pyromancer. Variety drops a kill, but what is that from Ven? And a ridiculous ultimate from the Ishtar out of mid. A double root though from Variety. Gives it right back to the Camelot Kings. Then on the back pedal, Yark on the killing spree. And the Kings have arrived in game 1.
That's a huge rotation in from Jarcorrr, the 3-0 below. Those ultimates. He's sticking around here, but because Baskin left, no real fight just yet. You have to imagine you're looking towards one of these members of that ult though.
Awesome Jake has died a couple of times here in this game.
There it is.
Lasbra has found Twig, who does not have the Grand Joust. Van out of mid. And one more over to the Olympus Bolts, and it's simple. But a landfall, it hits again from the Camelot Kings, and Genetics picks up right where he left off yesterday. Snipes though from Yark. Who do they hit? It's Jake for now. Yark from Duo. Big man Tings on the snipes. Pokes down a bit of damage. Baskin on this Ardio may separate the fight.
Yeah, and it looks like a full retreat here from the Bolts, but that Pyromancer already caught. Not going to be the option for anyone else. Looks like Ben, he still wasn't liking this fight. He's going to chase. He's jolting in.
He's dashing forward, but he's caught the ultimate from Variety. Where's BRZA? Where's BRZA from the left side? The rocket's been ridden in, and suddenly the Bolt's pushing back.
And it looks like the Bolts want this chase. Baskin still going in for big man Tings. Isn't going to be able to find anything else, and the Bolts are going to tie up this. I do love this style of build on Atlas. The mail and the upgraded meditation just means you're so sustainable. You got the extra CDR, and you can stay alive so well. But Variety steps up. They're trying to go for this tier 1 tower, and the Camelot Kings will grab it. But what do they find here? Genetics.
They found Genetics, but Genetics so tanky. Landfall sends Baskin back. Good ult out of Venenu, forces the solar swing out of this Maui. Lead back in though from Yark, he's gone back in, but so has Variety, who's found Venenu, and a double send back. And now, Lasbra, Barracuda, they've got it all to do, and the Camelot Kings, they'll trade out 1-for-1. Twig somehow gets the blink off, and we'll stay at a 1-for-1.
I cannot believe the Olympus Bolts couldn't find anything else. There were so many low targets, but it seems like their minds were a bit. It might not even matter. The Camelot Kings are still going to go for the pull here.
Oh man, it's such a good call because Barracuda's got to go back. He's got to get back into this fight, but it's going to take him a little while. All of the Camelot Kings, all 5, they're on the Fire Giant. And FG is low, but Baskin and Jacob step forward. Grand Joust, it's out of Captain Twig. Big man Tings on the first. Baskin drops, then sent into the back line, and goodbye Ishtar, Kings with 2.
Venenu dashes into the wall there, not a great joke, but the Fire Giant was never reset. It's still very low. Barracuda, he's got plenty.
Oh, but he's in the stealth. He somehow gets out of it. BRZA on attack.
He's ripping.
BRZA, he stays alive. He flips the fight, but Big Man Tings on the other side, he's full HP, and it's a battle of the ADCs.
Big Man Tings with this much HP has to throw.
But is this a bait from the Camelot Kings? Or is it a bait onto Variety, who's got the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel? It's on Awesome Jake. He'll get his ult off, but that's it. And a Grand Joust through from Captain Twig. Good damage has been traded back. Bolts may be ahead in the HP department. Landfall onto Barracuda, but he'll scurry away this time.
And that's going to be it for now. The Camelot Kings, as you said, looking a little bit worse for wear. They don't want to pull this just yet. They have plenty of time. 23 seconds. They've got the HP 5 from the Mystical Alua as well. Genetics is going to make sure to keep them nice and healthy while they wait to see if Captain Twig can make it back into this fight. Then the Fire Giant pull will start again. Only one ultimate left on the Bolts, and it's Barracuda.
Wow. Then, he's going to get jumped on here by Jarcorrr, but Jarcorrr,
shredded.
He's got 2 ADCs on him.
He's gone.
Venenu, he's flipped the kill.
Rocket.
Jarcorrr has done too much. There's a rocket from Barracuda. But Barracuda, has he now done too much? He's got help from Lasbra. Down from the heavens is Big Man Ting.
He's still alive! Barra's still alive!
Toronto, he does it! One more! Oh my God, Variety! Finally drops the top to Burrow, but Variety, he will get out thanks to Genetics. There is magic in the air for these Olympus Bolts, and they'll win a 3-for-2 trade.
Baskin sieging forward, though. He has the route if he can find it. It looks like the chase. It's gonna.
And on the other side of the FG pit, he'll go landfall.
That's a big ult.
Oh, it's on to 2. And on go the Camelot Kings. On goes Jarcorrr. It's a killing spree for Variety. And no more magic in this one for Ben. Barracuda's got to back away. And a pause in game number 1. Unbelievable. On a massive fight from the Camelot Kings.
Captain Twig so low, just like Barracuda last time around, this time was not able to do too much. What a beautiful landfall in and so much follow-up. Lancelot goes massive. Maui goes massive in that team fight. They absolutely pop off.
Kings that were slowly building up that lead, regardless of a lopsided fight that was not in their favor. The Kings are still able to build up the gold lead, and they've maybe got a little more fight back in them. Lasbra rooted beneath the tier 2, and Barracuda, the Fire Giant, 15 seconds away from being enhanced. They're going to burn it faster than that. Will they hold it? Baskin's in behind. Baskin might walk in, he won't. Fire Giant to the Kings, it's regular. Lasbra might be the trade. He is Babera. He's rocketed back in. Another double landfall from Genetics. My man won't quit. He keeps fighting the initiations, and the Camelot Kings better off for it. Baskin backs away, and it'll be the last thing he does.
Here comes
Ben.
Ben.
A double kill from Captain Twig.
And it looks like Ben's going to return some
Oh,
damage,
he's got
but
3.
the Camelot Kings.
That might be it.
Captain Twig with the triple kill, and they're jumping out of their seats.
They're letting them know.
They're charging forward for the Titan. They don't have too much damage, but they just have to go through Awesome Jake. In a situation like this, look towards the relics. Who can he pull into the fountain? That's the only thing that an Atlas can do.
It's the only hope for the Olympus Bolts as the magic of game 1 worn off. Awesome Jake has got a lot to do here.
He sold for damage.
It's a lot for Jarcorrr to do as well. Jake sold his items for a little bit of extra damage. It's 15 seconds away on the respawns for Barracuda. Jake sent to the wayside. Oh, they're giving it up. They're giving it up. The Camelot Kings will not end this game.
They are feeling it. Can they just prot shred
Does
someone
Genetics
just walking
know?
up?
He's
Genetics,
eyeing that wall.
I don't know if he knows,
Oh,
but
he
it
does.
looks like he's
He
well
does.
aware.
Oh,
He's
my
going to
God.
land all over the wall.
Oh my God, from Genetics, he run it perfectly. But the Olympus Bolts have got damage on the back end. No, they don't. It's Jarcorrr who rules this lane. The Camelot Kings, they'll drop another. Barracuda to the wayside. Baskin follows suit. Double kill from Yark. 7, 2, and 12 on the Bologna ADC.
And Lasbra's the only hope left for the Olympus Bolts. There's no way he's going to be able to stop 5 Camelot Kings, and that Titan is looking a little bit worse for wear. They thought they had to go for a Hail Melee play, and unfortunately for them, Genetics checks his corners.
Man, there's damage on Lasbra at least, but the Camelot Kings got more. And it's the Camelot Kings with first blood in the semifinals.
What a back and forth brawl. Look at them getting hyped. They know
that they had with it. Now I'm not really sure where stuff's going, because I think you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
If I had to gamble, I do think maybe it is going to be the Athena jungle now. I think it's very possible.
Trelly, there are so many questions built up around this game. First and foremost, what are we doing here on the right side? Cardio for Baskin specifically, because we know the types of plays that Baskin is capable of. I think the Thor clearly showing back Variety. Oh no, Variety's gonna get taunted back. Is the hammer there for Baskin?
There it is.
The fadeaway. I call his name and he rises. Baskin on first blood.
Baskin knew all he had to do was get Variety low. Both these teams feeling pretty good.
Well, blue buff up again. This time Baskin able to get it. So finally a blue buff for the solo laner of the Olympus Bolts, and maybe a 2v2 in mid. It's a 3v2. Twig is here and Jake is not. Big Man Tings answers back an early kill. with one of his own, but up goes Baskin. Anvil of Dawn. We're going back right. No dunk into the mid this time.
It looks like they are looking for
That's a
grouping
grouping.
around Barracuda. It seems like that has been the call. Leave Baskin alone. He's a Thor. He can make the rotation over. Good immunity there, but it looks like the Abduct still going to catch out Awesome Jake. And here comes Big Man
Oh,
Tiggs.
it's 3 stuns and a triple wall. Barracuda. He's got a lot of damage, but a Scarab's Blessing on a Genetics
That's
saves his
huge.
life. Barra with the first, but it's the ADCs trading blows on the left. Barracuda's got a double. Benenu adds one as well. Here come the bolts as 3 drop from the Kings and Variety left running.
Overhead kick is down. There's no way this Robin gets to escape. At least
They got
Genetics walks out and they get the full-on 4. And it looks like that Gold Fury's also going to fall. That was beautiful aggression. Awesome Jake once again was the target.
They're all over by the Oni Fury. This Fire Giant.
It's gone.
It's burnt. The Kings get it at the 19-minute mark. The Olympus Bolts asleep at the wheel. They weren't on this side of the map, and how about it from the Camelot Kings?
I mean, you gotta love that call. You knew Oni Fury would be the target for the Olympus Bolts and didn't respect the damage. Variety, he's stuck in the Trembles. He has that Mystic Rush, but Scarab's Blessing is also a tool.
Oh man, that just delays out the rest of this fight. Oh, the knockup from Captain Twig. It's so discourse into the beginning of this fight. Barracuda on the backline gank. Oh no, the Olympus Bolts. They've lost 3. They've lost fire, and this game is flipped on its head.
And now it looks like the chase on the Barracuda. Captain Twig very fast, but is gonna let the Ishtar get out. It was all just attention to that Oni Fury. The Camelot Kings, and I know that was a Genetics call. He knew, hey, we've got plenty of damage. We know that at least 3 of them are gonna be on that Oni Fury, and we just saw Baskin ult out. We have a free time in Variety. Ult's back in. He's got plenty of chase down. Who's here to help with Awesome Jake? No one yet, but Big Man Tiggs has plenty of dive here, and here he comes.
Yeah, Big Man Tiggs over from mid, double skewer. Barracuda trying to trade out, won't. And the dive from Variety. First kill of the game for the Robin. And look, that's how staggered out these kills. It's mid lane. Phoenix left undefended. What a turn this game 2 has taken. But Baskin wants to go in.
And he does have an ult, but he's off the mark. Who's the target? Captain Twig is going to be the call. And here comes Lasbro. He's gone.
It's Barracuda who picks up the kill. Is there more chase, though? Jarcorrr left running. Can Lasbro close out the gap? Genetics so close to that scare, losing the Pyro.
Yeah, they tried. I mean, it was a good call, but the Camelot Kings are too smart. They're like, someone's going to have to leave. This is a bait in all forms. Genetics takes some good damage, and it looks like Baskin wants to block him.
Variety's on Barra. So is Genetics. So is Yark. But Baskin has gone up, down. Ven has it all to do, and not enough time to do it. Awesome Jake is the second trade.
Ultimate for movement speed.
Off the map. Variety with the onslaught, and Tiggs on the double kill.
And it looks like Lasbro's trying to get out. He will be able to for now. The Camelot Kings, they're not surging towards that Fire Giant. They're going in for the right side bird. They have to go through tier 2 first. They're not too worried farm so his team can get online. But what's it done so far? 2 birds down, left Phoenix on the horizon here for the Camelot Kings.
There's a Phantom Shell for Genetics as well. So I'm talking about Jake dropping a wall. It can maybe just be ignored. Baskin gets a double stun.
He's
oh
gone.
My God, Jarcorrr evaporates. And now Baskin, he wants the chase. Genetics didn't have enough time to go in with the Scarab's Blessing. It's a pre-beads from Captain Twig. He'll survive for
That's
now.
a big wall.
Oh my God, it's Baskin. He's arrived. And the stuns, the taunts, the CC, it's somehow not enough. The Camelot Kings have too much. The gold, the pressure, the momentum, it's all there for the Kings. And Ven left running, Ven left dying. Camelot Kings, all but Barra. Camelot Kings, they'll go up 2-0.
They grouped up in a small corridor for a crushing wave and a Kingslayer. Barracuda, he's got damage, but not enough to stop the Camelot Kings, going up 2-0.
Baskin likes the Xing Shin. Is there a world where this is tier support?
If I'm living in that
Is
world,
there a world where they
I'm
win
not
with
sure
tier
that's a world.
Championships, and they are up 2-0. As we move into game 3, and the Kings fans, Trelly, I'm sure, relaxed. Of course you want them to close out game 3, but you realize...
Maybe Captain Twig finds an ultimate, maybe, you know, Baskin gets chain stunned underneath that tower, that sort of thing. They have plenty of CC to do it. It's just so difficult to lock down tier, and I think the Camelot Kings recognize that. Pulling in Yamoja, the call gets both, actually.
He ends up getting 2. He ends up getting 2. Earthshaker. Oh, it's going to be
So
just
close.
too early. What a read from Ven, but it's half a second too soon. Lasbro's here. Lasbro's here. Big Man Tiggs gets his back canceled. The River's Rebuke from Genetics. It'll lock him in place.
He misses.
doesn't get it. Genetics on the turnaround, and we go 1 for 1 in mid.
I can't believe he missed that grand joust. It's a hard ability to control, but Genetics, they were ahead, and while that was happening, the Camelot Kings snuck a Fire Giant under their nose, and they essentially lose game 2 because of it.
Whoa.
Looks like a good dive
He
here.
doesn't have ult, no Pillars of Agony, and a gank right on time from Laz.
Here's Twig.
Now Twig sees a low health Baskin who just gets out of the Fear No Evil. Captain Twig, shot aside Baskin.
He's
stays
diving.
alive. Lasbra goes.
He goes
Lasbra
huge.
goes. Double kill out of the jungle for the Bolts.
I cannot believe Baskin turned around. He didn't fearless out, he fearless in.
Hasn't assisted in anything just yet. It's all been Lasbra. But if you talk about feeling yourself, it's there. This one a bit red. Baskin turns around the Fearless onto Genetics.
Huge damage.
Damage down from Laz. Then finally on Pay Dirt. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel this time gets some value, and it's a beat off of Variety. Baskin, though, he's right back in and just out of the Earthshaker.
And Varieties looks like he's the target. A good knockup from Baskin, and Variety's gone. The Bolts aren't going to stop. They have plenty of time. And Lasbra's not done.
Up at Yark, he's able to trade it out. Are we diving? No chance, but Baskin, who knows with him this game? 103 on the tier. The early rotation out of that lane. I'll let the gold graph tell me
now to do some DPS. It looks like Variety might be looking for something on the Baskin. Big rotation over.
You're going to get the Fury on one side of the map if you're the Bolts, and you're going to get the beads
on the
off
other.
of Baskin, but it's a jump onto the tier, and Variety, he'll trade out a kill onto the tier as the Fury drops for the Bolts.
Yeah, Genetics takes some damage there as well, but the Camelot Kings at this point, so putting some extra gold into the Relic, some safety for his ADC, for Barracuda. Certainly going to help him out, and he'll get value from that Relic as well. Tier 1 tower is the call for the Olympus Bolts, but Jake's going in.
Genetics has got to use the beads, and it's a Fear No Evil on the back line. A triple Wild Hunt, and the tower shot gives BMT the kill. Barracuda, he's got to get out. The airstrike won't hit, but Big Man Tings got an auto for him. Baskin desperately trying to trade out one, then misses the damage. The Lawbringer, it's no good, and the Bolts collapse in mid.
The Camelot Kings have so much time, they can go back to
Can they
base.
do fire?
Big Man Tings can fly over towards that
19-minute Fire Giant. Ven does
Ven.
not have Earthshaker, but does have damage. One chance for the Olympus Bolts. Lasbra grand jousts through the Fire Giant pit, and the Fire Giant's been dropped, then 3/4 of the way to his ultimate. But he's under pressure from Yark, and the big threat on the map's been eliminated. Kings get FG +1.
Yeah, they're just going in like a conveyor belt, giving some free. Also has it. They're trying to see how long they can stall, but here's Barracuda. Maybe they try and turn and fight this?
It's a 2v2. It's a 2v2. Captain Twig takes initial burst damage from Lasbra, but Lasbra has it all turned around. It's Barracuda alone with 2 now, and look at the Camelot Kings swarming to the Olympus Bolts. The 2 members on the right side of the map. Jarcorrr got plenty of damage, and he's found Lasbra, but Lasbra hasn't dropped. He's dancing in the minion wave, and the Odibo takes him down.
It certainly does, but remember, Barra's in the back line and now has 3 Camelot Kings chasing him down. He's just stalling out.
Doesn't have
this
ult.
Fire Giant. He's just going to keep running, going into the well, and trying to buy his team as much time. Beautiful catch there
that's great.
by Variety. Going to put him down. And that's going to help the Camelot Kings continue this. But remember, Fire Giant timer ticking down.
Burst in the back pocket. Now is the time, or do you want to use it for the fight? That's the question. It's a standard Fire Giant Earthshaker. It's early
They're gonna get
from
it.
the Olympus Bolts, but we're coin flipping, and the
Kings
Kings
get it.
get the FG. They get Baskin as well. Now Barracuda left to the Wolves. The Kings have been perfect in the last 10 minutes of Game 3 and continue to do so at 25.
Captain Twig with the sacred monkey toss confirms that Fire Giant. Now they're sieging forward. You can hear the crowd. Kings, Kings, that's what they want. And they're not going for any Phoenixes, Dave. They're going for the Titan.
Now, they might not admit it. It has not been easy for the Camelot Kings. However, they've arrived here all the same. It is a 2-0 lead and a chance to end. However, Barracuda is up in 30. It is a mid lane Phoenix instead for the Camelot Kings. Genetics can walk forward. There are no ultimates for the Camelot Kings. However, it may not matter. Awesome Jake's got a lot to do. So does Venenu. It's a grand joust in. It doesn't matter. Camelot Kings, your crown awaits in the grand final. 3